drifted circle, a random pitch generator. It's basically a shift register, but I've added some musical features to it. You can use drifted circle to generate melodies for generative and ambient music, or you can use it as a groove catcher or for drum kits. Together with the Drift Buddy extension, you can also create multi-track polyphonic melodies at the same time. You can use the drifting function to set the probability of generating melodic loops, new notes and octave shifts, which gives you lots of melodic variations. In this video, I'll show you the main features. First, you'll need to set a note set for it. Write the pitches you want it to generate in it. The more identical pitches you have, the more often that pitch will appear. If you turn on monitor, you can hear the pitch when you select it. The three sliders in drifting are what control the pitch generation logic. If you just turn on new, the next note that's generated will be completely random. If you only turn on last, the note will generate a loop. The length of the loop is determined by size. If you turn on octave, the next note will be an octave higher or lower than the loop. You can set the octave range to get the result you want. By mixing these three faders, you can set the odds of all three happening, which lets the melody keep changing in the loop. If you switch on the infinity function, the generator will always be in loop mode, regardless of the slider probabilities. This can help you capture riffs quickly. If you switch it on, you can still change the length of the loop using the size control. Let's have a quick look at the note set presets. You can save and recall a range of presets here. You can tweak each one a little bit and keep switching between them as you play. When you switch to a new preset, you might notice that it doesn't change immediately. Instead, it's gradually added to the current loop in proportion to the slider new, which makes for a really smooth transition. On the left, you can choose the clock source, which is set to sync with the live clock by default. You can switch to millisecond mode here, which will bring in a run switch, as well as let you set the speed of note generation in milliseconds. In Slave 1 mode, the rhythm of the notes is set by the MIDI notes before they reach the generator. You can use the MIDI clip from Live. The MIDI pitch won't affect anything. Next up is Buddy's section, which adds a few extra features to Drifted Circle. For instance, it creates a control line based on the maximum value in the register, which we can link to a parameter like wavetable position. The lower three buddies are great for sending the pitches generated in the register to other MIDI tracks, which is perfect for creating polyphonic melodies. You can set a different ID for each buddy, so you can simply load the drifted buddy on the other tracks and set the ID in the buddy to match it. This will charge the pitch on the other tracks. The drifted buddy has its own clock, which means it can be different from the main device's clock, allowing you to create different rhythms. The clock is set up in a similar way to the main device. The position that corresponds to pick in the main device is what is output to the buddy. In Buddy 2, I used the divide mode of the clock, where 32 means that for every 32 notes the main device triggers, it triggers 1. I used it to play pad sounds. In Buddy 3, I use slave mode, which has the same function as slave in the main device, with an external MIDI to customize the rhythm. This is a quick overview of the main functions and uses of Drifted Circle. If you need more info, just click the question mark in the bottom left to open the manual. As you can see, Drifted Circle is great for generative and ambient music, but it's also great inspiration grabber, as long as you use the infinity switch.